Session 85 and live.
Welcome, everyone, to session 85 of The Space Between. We'll start with a recap from Zeke.
Oh, apparently my search for Asana was noticed, and I was supposed to help Pete and Bo specifically teleport them out if things went sideways. In my defense, they seemed fine. I'm not sure if it's in my best interest, though, at this point to keep keeping this secret. Um, Cherry messaged about some fuzzy socks, hot chocolate. Thankfully, socks are at the top of the dresser. I'm not rifling through her drawers. Bo requested protein, not derived from seaweed, so naturally I brought seaweed snacks. He called me a traitor to my people. He also called me a credit to my people when I produced delicious meat. When asked what happened during my time wizarding, I just decided not to answer. Sometimes the best path forward through a conversation is simply not to engage with it. Speaking of which, Eva started on something else while we set up pressure tents. Unfortunately, my blanket was on the ship. Uh, Morning came with a planning session. I scouted a hole, confirmed the military types were still there in their tents, found a good anchor for us to teleport into the tunnel, and well, later the climb down was eventful. I'll say that stealth isn't our strong suit. We made it to the bottom without alerting anyone, and then realized that the tunnel opened up into something none of us expected to see, a massive Mandate era structure, mostly intact, with weapons pointed in our general direction. Ava let out a audible wow, and then that echoed through the chamber. I guess this explains why the military is here.
Very good. Liked it. So, yeah, here we are. Guess as a. Do you guys have any questions or comments? We left on a bit of a cliffhanger last time.
Yeah, are these like soldiers pointing at us, or are these like Mandate era gun turrets pointing at us?
There are things that Eva
No.
wants to take apart.
We mentioned
I'm
that
not
you're
sure
our
that that's
mutual, right?
reassuring.
Yeah, no. But yeah, I guess. Let's see. Are we on Roll20? Are we on the right thing? Oh yeah. So, Robert, I don't know if you noticed the fancy new map that we have.
I did.
Very fancy.
Yes, I have made some effort as opposed to no effort in terms of maps. Though I will say I did do the I tried something different with the Harvarian Moon map. That was a little bit controversial, but I had mixed results. So here we're trying another form of not to scale map usage.
Man, he just won't let go of the Harvarian moon, will he?
That's no moon. It's a space potato.
Honestly, I don't remember the moon, Ben. I'm sorry. Was that the?
It was the bot
bunker?
factory.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Oh, that was fun.
Yeah, that was a fine map. I guess there were
I'm
some
glad
flaws.
you guys liked it. Yeah, it wasn't perfect. It was an experiment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anywho, so you guys are down at the bottom of this little windy shaft, below where one of these little military tent setups is. I don't remember. I didn't notice if this was mentioned in the recap. I don't know if you remember, Robert, that there was the. What am I trying to say? There were like shift changes between the soldiers in these little tents and soldiers up on the surface somewhere else that you guys haven't found yet. Um, so there's 6 or so up above you in the bottom of this shaft, but then there are more somewhere else.
Gotcha.
You guys have probably 30 minutes or so at this point before you can expect the next patrol to make its way down the tunnel and do who knows what.
Mm-hmm.
Evidently nothing too extensive because they make it back up in fairly short order, based on the schedule that you observed with your little spy camera. But yeah, you got a little bit of time. You are staring at the front of a large Mandate era structure that looks mostly intact.
Okay. Well,
Guns a bristling.
some ideas that were thrown out near the end of the session were that this is a valuable reporting find that Cherry might be interested in. Obviously, Evil wants to take everything here apart and specific to those guns, put them on our ship. Or at least see what's inside
Sure,
them.
nobody would notice.
But yeah, this is an exciting find, and where I was leading with that was, do you think Cherry wants to fly her drone around under the risk that there may be some automated air defenses? Or do you want us to snoop around on ground first? You may be muted, Daniel.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
He willing to fly the drone around. Should just try to be cautious about it. Maybe keep it lower than normal
Yeah.
or higher than normal. I don't know which would constitute being cautious with the drone.
Good question. Probably lower, I think, but I don't know. Ben, are there like what are we looking at? Are there any? Is there anything on what seems to be like our side of the city of this cavern that would give us any kind of cover or a staging area, or is it just open cavern and then city or ruins?
So it is a single structure, first of all. It
Okay.
is very large and in charge, but it is, from what you're looking at, it's one massive structure.
Does it go all the way up to the ceiling?
Yes, it does. Basically, what you're looking at is like partial cave or opening in the ice, and then just like building, plugging, just in the ice. It's like
So-
basically completely encased in ice.
So it could be a monolith that pushes all the way through the ice, and the top is actually on the surface.
That is theoretically possible. Yes, you can't see from where you are. You cannot tell.
Okay. Yeah, Eva wants some more information from whatever Cherry can scout before deciding our plan of action.
Okay. So are we? Sorry, was that waiting on me to say something, or you're just needing Danielle to
Oh, sorry.
narrate what
Yeah, I'm
Cherry's doing.
passing over to Cherry.
Oh,
Okay.
sorry.
No worries.
I'm not
So
entirely sure to do with the drone.
so Eva would be asking Cherry like, "Hey, can you scout out the the edges of this cave with your drone or something?"
Yeah, if we want a direction, I think Eva would first be she'd be musing aloud. I wonder if it goes all the way through the roof, and it instantly asking Cherry, "Can you check and see if it goes all the way through the roof?" Completely demolishing any idea that keeping the drone low was safer. So if Cherry wants to push back on that, please do. But Eva's immediately curious what the roof of this structure looks like. This structure being the cave.
Yeah. And this would be her uh oh, what was it called? Something Pop? What
Pop
was the
tart.
name of the drone that was Pop Tart? Yeah, the one that she built with the station keeping and environmental power, all that kind of stuff, like the legit drone.
Yeah, yeah. The
Okay.
stalker drone.
Yeah, because she's got
Uh,
like her little personal, kind of like little personal selfie stick type drone that can buzz around nearby and like do little personal footage. Um,
if that
but
works for
yeah,
her, then go for it. But Pop Tart has the observation suite.
no, Pop Tart would be the one to use here. I couldn't remember the name. Pop Tart.
Ben, before there are any consequences for those things, essentially a
Yeah.
little
Oh, thank you. Yeah, you might have to. Oh, okay. Let's see here.
you got
Um.
choices.
Okay, I gotta. Let's see. So, yeah, this is. All right. Pump the brakes. Halt the presses. I gotta pull out. I gotta pull out my reference and I gotta read what is up with this skill again. Anyway. Um.
Well,
Oh.
I already got banned.
Banned. Let's see. Where is my
I'll send you the excerpt.
reference? Here we go. I've got my.
There you go. This one.
Yeah, that helps. For some reason, why do I not have a one page on precognition? That is craziness. Okay. Okay. Doesn't seem highly improbable it will come to pass. Okay. Okay, this
No.
ability cannot be used more than once per month, and only one prophecy may be active at a time. So make sure
That's
you're
why I
considering
picked
that.
these to be very short-lived prophecies.
Okay. So you're good with basically choosing one of these and then
Yes. Yep.
being done with prophecy for the next month.
Yep.
Okay. Let's see.
Sorry, it's very relevant, I think, before we deploy this bot.
Yeah, no, fine.
Yeah, I think it is. Let's see.
Seekers are kind of hidden protector of things that we do or don't do.
I'm trying to be a
It's
nice
true.
player and tell Ben, like, I was considering this, or this.
Yes. Okay, so yeah, let's see. Especially because the seem highly improbable to the GM is a factor. It is good to. I think I'm fine with you running a couple different ideas by me. Yeah, I will say that the first suggestion you have is not improbable. It is probably subject to more possible direct resistance mounted by an enemy than the other two.
You just tell me which of these you want to run
Okay.
with, and I'm going to be happy regardless. It's your story.
Okay. I got you.
We can cut the red tape. Just tell everybody what it is.
I got you. Okay.
All right.
Let's do that, and let's make it a little bit more. Here, let me do this. Do you want it to be? Yeah, let's do this.
Sure.
And let's tweak it there. Okay. Do you want to read it off, or shall I?
Zeke's prophecy is, I will leave this facility with mandate, era, lost psychic knowledge.
Yeah.
It fits the bill, doesn't it? Like, of course he would prophesy, I get cool loot.
Mm-hmm. Well, the other two were much more advantageous to everyone else and irrelevant to what was about to happen. Which is why
That's
I
true.
hate.
Yeah, you didn't have to tell them that.
Typical.
I think
No,
did
those
anyone
were
else
also
just
boring.
hear a bus run over our GM?
Is that what the beep beep was?
That's what the beep beep was. Yeah.
In my defense, those two were also much more subject to direct interference and potentially basically getting overridden, because the thing that I'm not super clear on, and I'll have to think a little bit about, is if you make a prediction and it's and then an enemy directly resists that prediction, you it seems like you're kind of still you're out the effort, and you're out the the once a month use of prophecy if it doesn't come through for you. So
Yeah, I don't know if it reads
Anyway.
like that or if it reads like that's a decision that we'd make when the prophecy is being made, and if I don't know.
Yeah,
We can sort that out later.
Yeah.
We got a month. We're good.
true. We can talk more. As long as you guys don't decide, hey, let's just take a bit of downtime. Let Zeke's prophecy recharge real quick. Anyway, okay, so prophecy made. Danielle, is Cherry going to unload Pop Tart and send her zooming around the cavern? She does also have the observation suite on the drone. Danielle, you with us? Ruh-roh.
Not muted this time.
No, not muted.
hardware
At
muted?
least not. Possibly? I don't think she can do that with what she's using.
Okay.
I think she had seemed receptive to doing that, right? I think she had said she was going to do that.
I think so.
Okay. Yeah, so we'll see. I'm hearing, I feel like I'm hearing movement in the house. I can't tell if it's kids being rowdy or Danielle moving around.
What I want to know is what the heck did the kids do to that bus to merit the star reaction?
Say what? Oh, is this in a meme?
It is. It's actually in
Okay.
an OOC chat.
Okay, you guys have been busy.
They were going to space, dog.
Oh, that's a
He means to catch
tail.
up.
Okay, I see.
Wait, have you never? You know about the magic school bus, right?
And I don't have kids.
Oh wait, I forgot. I forgot you're old, like really old.
Yes.
What
I
is
stopped
it
watching
about? What do you mean?
cartoons like 35 years ago, Ben. I know it's only been a few years for you. Actually, you still haven't because of kids, so I can't even make the
Exactly.
joke.
I watch cartoons on my own time. That's how cool I am. Yeah, no, I guess now. Well, that's going to be a whole sidetrack. I'll have to look up
Yeah.
later what years the Magic School Bus was. But yeah, that was when I was a
94.
kid.
Dex, there's
Mhm.
also a level of being a parent where you wake up from a dream and your kid's favorite
I'll be right back.
song from an episode was literally playing in your head in your dream, and you're just like, I wanted to escape the world, not bring it with me.
Yeah,
That's true.
Yeah.
I can imagine.
That's very true. For me,
I've
it's
been
Wheels on the Bus. I'm going insane.
yeah.
But, proud dad here, right? We've leveled up to needing to listen to it on the speaker. Now she just sings it,
Meh,
which is
Yeah.
honestly better.
yeah,
That helps.
I don't know,
Okay,
but it's logged
cranked
it.
it up.
Sounds like Danielle might have conked out.
I did temporarily. Ben came down to see if I had passed out or died.
Abducted you.
Yeah, it came and bonked me over the head and said, "Ice cream or mommy gets it."
Oh, speaking of ice cream, I'll be right back.
I can't. I have my retainer.
Yeah, it's amazing how uncomfortable even things that you think, oh yeah, it's soft, I should be able to eat this. It's so uncomfortable with the retainer. Yogurt. I've tried to eat yogurt with a retainer, and I hated every second of it.
Yeah, and then you also have to clean it afterwards.
Yeah.
Oh,
That Pop
goodness.
Tart is getting saucy. I don't know if that's allowed on this Discord, Avery.
Yeah, I chuckled.
Naked Pop Tart on the field.
Hello. I'm thinking I'm gonna go to bed, but I don't trust myself to sleep. So, good night, y'all.
You get some sleep.
Good idea.
Thanks.
What did I miss?
All right, I am back.
And y'all chose to go to
with
sleep.
yes.
Oh.
Yeah, that's
She
what you
is
missed.
has gone the way of the mother of four.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, I guess other stuff that that's sidebar stuff. Anyway, I am back with a root beer, and you guys ready to roll initiative?
Why don't we wait for
am.
Danielle and Ethan?
Honestly, yeah.
Okay, I guess so. Yeah, let's just keep doing what we were doing then.
Okay, sure. That sounds okay.
I don't know why that smacked of like the kind of talk you'd have to do with like a mental patient. You're like, I don't know about that. Why don't we go do this other thing? Doesn't that sound great? Oh yeah, what a good idea. Let's do what you just said. uh, wow, this root beer is biting me.
Funny you say that about
Anyways,
as like how to talk to or negotiate with a mental patient when I immediately equate that with how you negotiate with a child. And I guess they're not that far off.
they're not that different. Yeah, they definitely are not that different.
Especially when they're
Oh,
grown up children.
Are
yes,
you
a
mentioning
lot
mental
of
patients
redirection.
like 25?
What's that?
Are we all like just crazy until we're like 25? Isn't that funny?
That's a
Yeah,
fairly
feral.
reasonable assessment.
Yeah.
Feral. Well, we know what Robert was like.
I could see it. You can picture it.
He
I
mellowed
mean, I
out
used to
real
shotgun
hard.
like
Depends on who you asked.
Yes. Andrea, what would you say?
Yeah.
She didn't know me back then.
We all had to be kids
True.
making mistakes to know what mistakes we should not make.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Hard knocks.
Oh, yeah. There was something I was going to say, and now I forgot it. It was really funny, though, just so you guys know.
Okay. Well, want me to laugh for you?
That'd be great, thanks.
That's great. That's great, Ben.
Oh, man. I thought so.
The times we have here.
Yes. Some of you, I know some of you guys watch the Legends of Avantris clips and stuff, right? One of my favorite recurring bits that they do is there's some joke, and Derek, who is a lot of times the straight man, but also went to clown school and can very much like overact. He will just say, "That's very funny," in a very straight voice, and for whatever reason, it always cracks up like half the rest of the group. But those guys just have such a crazy comedic chemistry. I could only dream of being half that witty. But anyway.
I heard clone school.
Clown school. No, yeah, Dex, if you're not familiar, it's very fun. Random, unprompted plug for another YouTube channel. But yes, they're
Probably
good stuff.
more like clone school as in the Bad Batch.
Yeah, I guess fair warning, they're quite crude a lot of the time, but I know that wouldn't bother you particularly, Dex.
It depends on the type of crudity.
Yeah, I don't think it's anything that would be too bad. Anyway, let's see. Okay. Hold on a second. We're about to get back in the flow of things.
Yeah.
Thank you for being patient tonight. All right. So, you guys are sending Pop-Tart up, and Eva's goal was to see if the structure goes up further into the ice, right?
Yeah.
Above what you can see. Okay.
Yeah, and
Yeah, so
some of the intent there is also we've got our nav comp, and if we can match where we are underground with where Pop Tart goes to the ceiling, and kind of map that out overland, if we don't find scientists here, it's fairly likely that they're right above us. At least that's my thinking, and so that is Eva's thinking.
okay. So you said they being the scientists?
Yeah, the
Okay.
the whole reason that we're here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Let's see
Although
then.
if you
So,
asked Eva now why we're here, she might have to.
plans have changed. Um. Okay. Let's see. So we've got. Okay. Cherry pulls out her pack. Um. You guys staying kind of on the edge of the um. What's it called? The edge of the little tunnel opening to avoid getting too close to all those big guns.
Mhm.
She gets out Pop Tart, fires it up, and starts maneuvering it up along the wall above you, which curves pretty sharply towards the building. It's not like a square opening here. Um, the ceiling is more or less an arc from close above your heads up towards the height that the front of the building is at, which you'd probably say is, let's see, maybe 15 meters or so.
Okay.
And as the drone flies slowly through the air, she's not interested in making any sudden movements. She does. She does clock with the observation suite, which she's got track keeping tabs on the front of the the facade of the structure, that there are a couple of weapon turrets that seem to have twitched in the drone's direction and are watching it, but nothing happens other than that.
Hmm.
And she's able to pilot the drone along the ceiling up towards the front of the building. She, the observation suite is probably good enough. She could have seen some stuff from a distance, but getting closer certainly doesn't hurt. Um, it's got, because you're looking for more than just, you know, details of, uh, just the with the naked eye or with the visual spectrum. Um, she's planning to cycle through some of the other UV spectrums that she's got, UV, infrared, and so on. And yeah, she starts doing some analysis. Let's see, I'm going to say it's not incredibly complicated to operate. It's fairly it's pretty user friendly, and she's able to detect that it it seems like there is, it's a little difficult to detect through the ice, but there does seem to be something solid uh, on the other side of some ice. It's hard to tell exactly how thick the ice is separating the part, you know, encasing the front of this structure, and whatever part is extending above this point deeper in the ice. This is not exactly a like geological deep uh deep kind of sensor or whatever, but can make out that there is building extending upward through the ice.
Okay. That's primarily what Eve wanted to know. Um, any additional detail is bonus.
Yeah. Let's see. And as far as how deep you guys are, I would say you are probably about let's see, a couple 100 meters below the surface that you'd been on at the top of that ice shaft.
Yeah.
Like, what kind of scale are we talking about here? I don't think I caught that.
So, the front of this structure that you're looking at, there's some large double doors. There's a bunch of large weapon emplacements, a few smaller ones as well. Um, is maybe 15 meters tall.
So,
There
like,
is
on the map, are we talking about going down deeper in? There's a thing down there, or is that like
no that's at this point. This is the thing that is about 15 meters tall. And again,
okay?
this drawing stuff is not all to scale. So
Well, I'm
we're
just
only
making
65 feet.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just making sure I knew where we were,
Oh yeah, I
roughly.
got you. Yes, we are down there, and then there is something, some amount of structure that is going up to some extent behind ice. There is. Let's see. I can do freehand here. Why did it go purple? That's fun. Okay. So we got maybe just to give us a little bit more of a there's kind of the opening of this little bit of sort of a cavern is just and there's building that is encased in ice back behind, and then there is
Right.
some amount of structure behind some amount of ice that is going up. And
And so we had the
um,
drone fly up like here to the roof, or
yeah,
is
to
it
like this little
open?
corner.
Okay.
It's not open. Yeah, it's
Okay,
so
so
it's
it
encased.
to us, it's not very high that the drone's flying, but it's at least confirming beyond our sight that this thing is extending way up into the ice, as far as we can tell.
Yeah, it's able to detect through the ice that's at the ceiling of this little cavern that there is more structure behind ice that is this building is taller than what you're seeing right now, basically.
Yeah, Eva's
Yeah,
theory was that if we can map on our navcom where this is in relation to where this is above ground, we might just see the tip of this thing above ground.
yeah, that's probably how they found it. Um, I was just trying to understand because I missed last section and making sure I had the context here for what we're doing. Um, it does imply that this is fairly substantial.
Yeah. Is there any angle at all to the outer walls of the structure that we can see, Ben?
Any angle at all.
Yeah. So basically, Eva would, at this point, now that she's confirmed it goes to the ceiling and to the roof of the ice and through it, she would then be trying to map out uh, what its profile would look like if it extends as far upwards as it can at whatever angle she sees the walls. So if the
Oh,
walls are
got you.
like this, then she can kind of map,
Mm-hmm.
would it actually go to the surface or not? Assuming the same
Got
angle
you.
all the way up. She'd obviously working on a lot of
Yeah.
assumptions with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I see. Um, there is There's no slope that
Ooh,
she can detect.
that is even more
It is
exciting to her.
looks absolutely vertical.
She's saying under her breath, very excitedly, "Monolith." And then she continues on, describing to anyone that's listening to her under her breath the differences between a monolith and an obelisk.
Okay, but if this is just the front wall of a building that's buried, we have more than just a obelisk or monolith or whatever the thingamajigger is. Um, do we need to figure anything else out before we go? That's a lot of guns.
Uh, then my mental image was that we could see the. Oh, yeah. I think I was wrong on that. My mental image had us seeing the left and right walls, like we could see the shape or the size of the building in width, um, and it just went straight up. But now I'm thinking, no, you're probably right, Robert, that it goes all the way to the side of the cavern.
Yes.
Okay.
The the ice is like I'm kind of roughly drawing. The ice is like all around. Whoops.
Okay.
I should have done a different color for that. Um, yeah, if we do like I don't know, bluish for ice. Yeah, the ice is like encasing it. It's like this. So you're basically you're looking at the front of a building jutting out of ice.
Okay, but are those walls actually there, or does it seem like the building facing goes wider into the ice? Like, is there more building wall this way?
Okay. Um, on the front, it doesn't look like it. It looks like
Okay.
these are corners,
Okay.
but if you have Cherry fly the drone around, she can find there is some building extending uh, back behind this ice. There is some building on either side as well.
Okay. All right. What do you mean go? We just got here.
Pete can see the gun turrets, right? They're fairly obvious.
Yes, they are.
Pete just kind of looks at Eva and is like, "You see those gun turrets?" It just like points. They probably have us on camera, have us recorded, and I don't know what kind of guns those are.
Those soldiers didn't get into this. It, there's no way.
Uh,
But if
okay, well
there's
then they might come up behind us and push us towards it. Then
well, but Zeke can teleport us away, and w- we need to check inside for the scientists. She is starting to get into her desperation voice. Pl-
um,
Please, Pete, I have to. We have to.
can Pete try to figure out if there is a way to approach the front without being seen by these guns? Because I'm pretty confident they got 100% coverage.
They definitely
Probably.
have 100%
Yeah.
coverage.
No roll necessary. Okay.
Yeah.
Pete's just gonna look at Eva and say, unless we can shoot those turrets and destroy them from here, I don't think we can make it.
No, I want those turrets though.
But they're going to shoot us.
Maybe they'll recognize me as a prodigal specimen of the human race and a scientist, and they won't shoot me.
I knew I should have brought my rocket launcher.
Not prodigal, exemplary. Sorry, wrong words. Z- Eva looks over at Zeke and then back over at Pete. takes a deep breath. Besides, Zeke would know if anything terrible is going to happen. And she holds up her hands, shows she's unarmed, and takes a step forward.
As she starts to do that, Zeke does quickly confirm what will happen if he lets her take that next step.
Okay. Let me just check something real quick. What has Eva got on her person? Is she still got her pack and everything? Is she in her back skin and armor?
Yeah. She
Okay.
her character sheet is let me double check for you.
Up to date, more or less.
Yeah, her character sheet is accurate, I believe.
Okay, cool. Okay, so in Zeke's oracle, is Zeke walking alongside her, or is he just watching her and just letting her go forward?
Basically, what would happen if he let her take the lead like she was about to do?
Okay.
He's probably going to follow behind anyone regardless. So I don't think there's going to be a scenario
Okay.
for the rest of this adventure, right, where he's leading the way himself.
Okay, got you. But he's kind of coming along.
Yep.
Let's see.
He's the middle of the packer usually.
Got you. Then yeah, so what his vision will show is that as you know, he'll see himself, in the middle of the pack here, and the group of all of you walking up and quite close actually to the structure, approaching these large imposing double doors. And as you approach them, that he takes note that some of the smaller turrets are tracking you. But you all walk up to the doors unchallenged, and the doors begin to swing open. And there is there is bright light pouring out through the large double doorway, and Zeke raises his arm to shield his eyes, and the vision ends. Stay tuned for more.
Like shields his eyes and the vision ends like he thinks he died.
No. It's just the minute is up. Insert token for more vision.
So
That gives you a lot of
that's the most
information. It means that the
important
most
thing,
significant
right?
thing is that the door opens.
Yeah, I mean, just to clarify, that's the most significant thing that happens in the next however long as it relates to that question.
Yeah, as it relates to that question particularly, yeah, because the question being, the implication being like, is this safe? Is
All right,
something going to happen? But yeah.
Done.
Okay. So Eva starts moving forward. Zeke is following. Is everybody else kind of following along in some kind of formation?
Yeah, Pete will follow, but will keep I'll say, his weapons on his belt rather than drawn.
Okay. That's good. Yeah, I actually didn't mention that detail, but I guess Zeke might not have even made note of that. That you know, none of the crew had their weapons out and brandished. There was no apparent immediate threat, just the potential of the turrets. But they, besides tracking you, they did not show any indication of coming to life and anything like that. So, all right, a group of you walk forward, stepping carefully across the slick ice.
Does Zeke say anything or try to stop her, or is he just letting this go forward?
No, I mean, if that was the most significant thing, he's letting that happen.
Okay.
Okay. Um,
I mean, there's no like. I would imagine that there would, if there were consequences
yeah,
that were
yeah,
notable, he would
yeah. If
have
there were
known.
consequences that,
He's gonna let it happen, right?
yeah,
That's fair. I
Mhm.
think.
yeah. So, assuming you guys just follow along in line or in a group, whatever, you make it across the ice with uh, only a couple minor moments of slipping on the ice, and but you're taking it slow and steady. You get across towards the doors, and these large double doors begin swinging inward, and it is suddenly blindingly bright as the doors begin to crack open. There's a significant increase in light. You guys were in uh, close to complete darkness, just relying on um, barely filtered light and just a little bit of lighting on the front of the building to be able to see what was going on in this little cavern. Uh, but yeah, now it is suddenly very bright, all the light being reflected off all the ice and everything. um, and so you take a moment to let your eyes adjust, and you see a lavishly decorated and furnished, looks like some sort of like lobby. Um, there is it's it's just as tall. That this room looks like it's as large as the front of the building that you could see, and you can see that there are doors leading deeper into the structure. Um, there are there are some small doors on the sides towards the back of this lobby, this entry chamber. Um, but there is there's a elegant looking suspended sort of chandelier type light fixture hanging from the center of this ceiling in this room, slowly spinning and illuminating the entire chamber. Um, looks like there's a very comfortable looking waiting area. Everything looks very clean. Does not look abandoned or ruined whatsoever. Looks very much occupied, in fact. Well maintained.
Is Pete getting resort vibes?
Hmm. Let's see. Is Pete getting resort vibes? I think that's a pretty reasonable take. It's a little bit hard to uh like it's a little bit hard to relate to more modern sensibilities, but yeah, it's definitely resort level, like fancy. It's hard to say for sure. There is there's not like a bar. There's there's not some of that other kind of stuff that you might expect, walking into that kind of place. But it is definitely very upscale. It's luxury. Um, there is there's a counter at the kind of in the center of the room that as you enter and start to kind of take in the view around you, um, a shimmering golden hologram appears in the center of this, kind of like a little circular desk in the center of this room, and says in a fairly smooth male voice, "Welcome, welcome to the Remembrance Hall."
Oh, wow. W- Um, hello?
Hello,
Uh,
who do I have the pleasure of speaking with?
oh, I'm Eva Mulligan, Aoibhe, and named after when she goes through the history of her name, which we haven't done in a very long time. So,
Yeah, and as she starts to explain some of that, the hologram voice basically jinxes her, rattles off a basically a guess, with a slightly inquisitive tone. Um,
oh, mm. Eva is bouncing.
um,
What is this? What are you? Who are you?
I am Memorial. Um,
It's a pleasure to meet you, Memorial. And this is your hall. Uh,
yes. What? It's been quite some time since we had so many visitors.
uh, hmm, uh, hmm. Y- Then, yes. See, I told you the soldiers wouldn't get here.
Soldiers. So the hologram suddenly kind of flashes, kind of crackles red throughout it, and the voice changes pitch and distorts a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
and you you hear and almost feel a faint rumble of kind of large gears turning, um, doors starting to swing shut. Um,
Eva will try and very quickly backpedal. We're not with them. They're not here. They. Mm,
the soldiers have come to steal. There's like kind of overlapping voices.
no, 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 no.
Pillage, destroy.
No, they're not bad.
um, so go ahead and give me. I'm gonna have a talk check. Um, Cherry can certainly be part of this since she is the most silver tongued in the group.
Mm-hmm.
And so,
Am I
unless
assisting
you
her
would
check then, or
prefer,
is she assisting mine?
um, I think it's fair to have you assist her, or someone can assist her, but uh, use her expertise in this sort of scenario.
Um,
Um,
unless.
she this is sort of a Cherry doing the hand over Eva's mouth kind of thing, having realized, okay, wow, yeah, any mention of the soldiers definitely just took things down a dramatic turn. Um, so I don't know what skill check you might want to make to try to assist here.
um, I'll offer up administer unless Zeke or Pete want to assist instead, since this is basically uh quieting Eva instead of Eva helping.
Okay. I think I
I
like
got
that.
nothing useful.
I'm trying to get to my sheet and look, but I'm having a hard time. It keeps.
You don't want to draw your
loading.
sword, Pete?
Yeah, that sounds like a great option with the insane AI saying, "Soldiers, soldiers, here, they're here to steal." Ah, great idea.
Oh man. Um,
I mean, what
I'm
do we
teasing.
care if it locks the doors? Sounds like it's all it's trying to do, right?
At the moment, yeah. Welcome to Oracle Deeper, but I'm gonna say that Cherry is picking up on this and interpreting this as a moment to diffuse tension.
Eva is definitely trying to, and so even if Cherry's not picking up on that, she would almost certainly get that from Eva.
Yeah.
Um,
Go ahead and roll me that administer check. I think that's good.
okay, I think the words that Eva does get out after she realizes that Cherry's taken over might be more in line with uh, protocol and how she thinks this kind of how she thinks its procedures might run. Uh, just
Mm-hmm.
nudging Cherry in directions that. Let's roll and see if that works.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Okay. I'll take it. So let's do talk. Who's having me roll the dice? All right. Nice. Very good then. Yeah. So Cherry steps in, kind of talking over Eva a little bit as Eva tries to redirect. She from even mentioning that the soldiers were somewhere else at all, um, and Cherry's Cherry's reflection goes something like, "I'm so sorry. My friend is very confused. We've had a long and hard trip. Is there anywhere we could freshen up, or could we, you know?" And kind of tries to appeal to the the apparently welcoming demeanor that it had initially, and said there are many things that have been forgotten, and that we're here to remember. And there's an abrupt shift in the hologram's demeanor, and color stabilizes back to gold. And the voice picks up basically without missing a beat, saying, "Yes, of course there are facilities. It gestures to either side for men and women and non-binary to refresh themselves and to do whatever they may need. Facilities should accommodate anything that you require." And Memorial even glances across Pete and says, "Of course, my purpose is to remember, to help humanity remember.
Hmm.
I'm pleased to have visitors. So glad that you could be here. One small note. There gestures over to one wall where there looks like it was kind of well disguised in a decorative kind of aesthetic way, but it looks like there's a little area with lockers
Mhm.
of some sort. It says weapons are not permitted inside the remembrance hall. So if you would please put them away. You may have your privacy, but you can regain them on your exit.
Yep. Of course. Yeah, Eve is all too happy to hand over her laser pistol. I think is what she's got.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
Oh no, she does have a small advanced weapon in her backpack, which she also digs out and deposits. Probably doesn't even need to, but she does.
Mm-hmm.
Pete will stow his in a locker as well, and prompt
That's
Bo to
cool.
do the same.
That is cool. Yeah, Bo will grumble and mutter something about, you know, you know, probably something about commie robo holograms or something, you know,
Wow.
stealing her guns and stuff. But he'll go along. Since Pete is doing it too, he'll and Pete will catch him, you know, having put one fewer guns than Pete knows he should be putting in. So Pete will have to nudge him. Um,
Yeah.
Bo will say, "It's my hidden one. It stays with me. I can't leave it behind."
Uh, Is it? It's a advanced AI scanning system. You may as well leave it behind. It can set you back
Oh,
up.
fine. If you say so. Further grumbling, but right off joins the other weapons in the locker, and Bo has taken up 2 lockers himself here.
Of course he is.
And uh, as you all are finishing up, he lectures the hologram on, those that all better be there when we come back out. I counted them. Don't you think I did?
Eva is instantly asking all kinds of questions about what kind of knowledge it has storing away, uh, for what purpose.
Yeah, so Memorial will say, please refresh yourselves, and a guided tour will begin in 10 minutes.
Right?
And flickers out and disappears.
Do we have before it flickers away? Do we have descriptions of the scientists or pictures?
That's a good question. Do we think
Because
you
I feel
guys
like
got
Pete would have been
those?
like, "Okay, we didn't get pictures."
I I don't think we explicitly covered that, but I would say that is not far-fetched.
Yeah.
I'm fine with saying that you got pictures of the scientists so you could identify them. That
Yeah,
wouldn't
I
have been
think
too difficult.
he would have wanted to bring it up with the AI and briefly say we're searching for these people. They're scientists who've been exploring in this area. If you've seen them, we'd appreciate finding them. We just were hoping they're not in trouble.
Okay. Um, Yeah, let's see then. Let's see. Okay. Um, so you think so Pete is showing Memorial pictures of the scientists and asking,
Yeah.
hey, we've had friends. Okay. Um, Memorial will say, yes, they were they are guests of mine. They came here. Seems to trail off for a moment. Hmm. Recently, and yes, they're being well taken care of. Please do freshen up, and then flickers out.
Not sure how much that sounds like they need a rescue or not.
Yeah, left kind of ambiguous, wasn't it?
uh
Yeah.
I guess Pete will just wait around for everybody to freshen up. He's
Well,
about as fresh as he gets.
yeah, Eve is ready to go unless Cherry puts her in something. Makes her wash her face or something.
Alrighty. Then very good. Yeah, I think Cherry would want to freshen up a little bit. They're you come in from extreme weather conditions, all bundled up in these vac skins, which are less bulky than the vac suits, but still, not great for the hairdo or the makeup either. So she will definitely take a few minutes to put on her face and freshen up her face and get fully ready. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but then, yeah, you've got. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. You all come out. You're ready to go. Memorial appears in front of you. This time, near a rear pair of doors that um, seem to lead further into the structure. And Memorial says, "Welcome all. Please keep your hands to yourselves. Keep your ears attentive and enjoy the exhibits." And the doors open behind him, and he goes ahead and you know his movement. He's basically just hovers along. His feet aren't moving at all. He's just a floating hologram, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And leads the way.
Imagine
Then
Bode's loving this.
yeah, so um yeah, he's like, oh boy. Well, as what you follow into it, there is basically kind of it's a guided tour. If you guys have been to museums, there are these sections where there's kind of a long winding hall that maybe turns one way and then loops back, and you know so what you piece together is you are basically you're turning left, you're going past the side wall that you had seen from from the front ice cavern, and it looks like it's wrapping around, and then you're coming back across and going out in the direction to the right as well, and it's winding back and forth for um, this long exhibit, and it is uh, basically a historical summary kind of overview, and it goes back it goes back into prehistoric times on Terra.
Ooh.
And so, um, first of all, that is immediately captivating, probably particularly to Eva, because she, as a knowledge buff and nerd, knows there's a ton of knowledge that has been lost through the Scream about ancient history. Even before the Scream, a lot of places, just there was just so much, and Terra was, so far away that a lot of places just didn't really even bother to delve too much into Terran history. But especially after the Scream, I mean, a bunch of that stuff was lost. There were things, there were bits and pieces known or passed down, you know, rumored, things kept here and there, books that hinted at things, um, but the whole of history was certainly um, lost. And what Eva is about to be, she picks up on pretty quickly. She is getting a blow by blow. I mean, this is still very much an overview, all things considered, but she is getting a pretty thorough uh, overview of human history, and going as far back as as possible. So and it's funny because at the beginning of this tour, Memorial will say, now uh, the events prior to this point are still subject to a good deal of controversy and speculation, some debate, but we'll leave that for another time and place. And then continues with the kind of prehistoric time on Terra.
So I do have to interject and ask, how
Okay.
does Memorial handle Eva's interruption? Because even though all of this is, you're absolutely right, it's particularly fascinating to her. She wants all of this, but she still has a charisma of 5. And I think her wisdom is 5 also. No. I'm
Poor
sorry.
thing
I'm
just
sorry.
can't
I'm
help herself.
shortchanging her. Her
Got
wisdom
a
is
whole
7.
7. Yeah. A whopping 7, landing her at still a -1.
Yes. She's not good at knowing when she should be shutting up, when she's in danger. She's not good at navigating the social situations she creates by not knowing when to shut up or when she's in danger.
Yes. Um. So yeah, I think that um, Memorial would handle her interruptions pretty smoothly.
Okay.
Would pause at her first interruption, which I'm assuming would be to either ask a question or make some kind of statement.
Possibly a correction, yeah. We'll go with the you know what, let's leave it to the dice. It's still Eva. 1 to 3 question, 4 to 5 make a statement, 6 correction.
Okay.
All right, make a statement.
Okay. Yeah,
Possibly
because we
contributing something that she knows that may or may not be right.
yeah, something she has heard and learned. Um, and yeah, I think Mori would take that in stride and um, in this case say, yes, that's correct. That did that is roughly in that time period. That was that was the case. Something like that. Um,
Mhm.
she had something that was good.
Yeah, maybe she correlated it
She's
to another event that she knew about in time frames.
yeah,
Yeah, makes sense.
yeah, exactly. Um, but then Memorial would then smoothly say, now we appreciate enthusiasm. Let's try to keep questions to I'll give time for question and answer segments, and starts after a little spiel for each uh, period of history. Um, gives a moment and particularly turns to Eva. But if anybody else has questions, Memorial would also take those questions then too. Um, but yeah, you guys get a whole human history.
Okay.
s- Spends quite a while on Terra, but then it continues well on into um, you know what you know, what our modern era, and then beyond into the the unique stars without number history, um,
Yeah.
getting into the there's a there's kind of a like a notable transition point when with the discovery of the spike drive and the mad scientist Dr. Tiberius Crone, uh, which has a very a very thorough exhibit. But yeah, then it just goes on down, and for the sake of time, I'm not going to bore you guys with repeating all of it. But
Sure.
yeah, basically, it hits all the highlights of the timeline that you can find in the rulebook. So,
Like
it
everything up to the screen?
everything up to the screen.
Ooh.
Anything after the screen?
And that is actually where this little presentation does take an interesting turn. Because the there is there is an exhibit for the Scream, um, but it is fairly sparse. Um, and then the information after that is also incredibly sparse.
Hmm.
Um, it uh, it has it basically it effectively ends the historical um what there the account. There is kind of a brief mention of you know in the wake of the scream, chaos reigned here on Tabuk, and um you know decisions were made, often hastily and by uh,
Hmm.
people who had not been originally entrusted with such authority. And but Memorial basically tells you that um, many fled Tabuk. Uh, some sought refuge at the Remembrance Hall, and the decision was made to seal off the Remembrance Hall as the scream contaminated the data that was being stored and posed a serious risk to further data stores.
I imagine that after the first interruption and the first chiding that Memorial gave to Eva, she didn't learn her lesson, but there's Cherry there to keep her in check.
Yes, for
Pete
sure.
probably also helped to keep Eva from speaking out of turn. I don't know if Pete would, if you want Pete to have participated in that.
Yeah, a smidge.
Okay. Uh, but at the point where he allows questions, oh yeah, she's got all kinds of questions, statements, and new information to help him, or so she says. Um,
Yeah. So does Eva have any questions about this very brief post scream exhibit?
yeah, yeah. She she well, this is one of the greatest gaps in human knowledge. Now, of course, all the Terra stuff was also a big gap, but the Scream even more so because of the fracturing of communication. And she goes into a little bit of a lecture about why, uh, uh, maybe not a lecture, a speech, dialogue, monologue. That's the word I'm looking for. She goes into a little monologue
Yeah.
about the breakdown of communications and uh, slows slows her rambling a little bit. Um, who were the people that made those unauthorized decisions?
Oh, the names are perhaps of little interest, but they were desk jockeys and
Mm,
lieutenants, people who were left after the complete breakdown and catastrophic disassembly of society.
mm. And
The
no psychics were left, right? Those that went insane. All of that is that's all right, right?
ah, those are conflicting statements. There were psychics remaining,
Um,
though to my remembrance, all thoroughly insane.
mm, yeah. Hmm. um, did was there any studies done on what the scream was? And hopefully, this is looping in for some of what Zeke is most interested in. Eva wants to poke and prod at any information that Memorial will has or will to offer on what the scream actually was. Why it affected psychics so much. She's
That
certain
is
that
an excellent
somebody, even if
question.
unqualified, did some kind of studies.
Yeah, that is an excellent question, and I'm quite certain that they have been done. I have no memory of any such studies,
Hmm. Did
beyond perhaps, well,
well.
and then Memorial changes the subject completely.
How well does
Um,
Memorial understand how Eva operates? Do you think he successfully changes the subject, or is she still stuck?
I mean, she might still be stuck. He just starts to talk about something else about the let's see, about the prepared asking if you have no further questions, if you're ready to see the atrium of witnesses.
That sounds tempting, but Eva pushes on the scream a little bit, and kind of in a little desperation. What about like sensor readings? And somebody had to have preserved and some readings of uh and she'll list off seismographic, all the different types of readings and
Mhm.
data that she knows is charted and tracked continuously for other reasons than the scream.
Yeah. Um, yeah, there is I think that the response from Memorial would be yes, there were certainly readings and measurements taken of a somewhat inconclusive nature, and unfortunately a vanishingly small data set to accompany these readings. It would be difficult to conclude anything actionable or oh, now I'm blanking on the right word for it, um, or concrete from such minimal data. But the data was collected nonetheless.
And what would we need to do to get that data? Because I might be able to find similar data from other locations and compare it. And I'm
Hmm,
kind of a genius, so I can probably find something in it.
perhaps. So they all say.
Uh,
But later, first let us visit the atrium of witnesses.
hmm, Okay.
Later we can discuss a deeper research.
She perks up at that.
um, yeah. So after uh, after finishing the winding historical exhibit and everything, how are Zeke and Pete? How are they taking all of this?
I think
Let's
Pete
let's.
isn't too smart when it comes to history, but he's listening.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say there were definitely there were a few kind of dates or points on the timeline, major events that had to do with um, the development of artificial intelligences and um, definitely the oh, what was the term for it? Um, well, let me think. I always forget the name for it. Um, but basically, like um, there was some kind of event that was basically like the a bunch of AIs went rogue and um, you know broke free and went and started their own thing somewhere else.
Hmm.
Um, and I'm blanking on the name for that one, but uh, that was pre Scream, which led to led to the enactment of one of the three tenets of Maltech. Um, anyway, so yeah, there would have been some things that might have particularly piqued his interest, being a little bit more, a little closer to home. I'm not sure if Zeke or I think Avery had to step away for a minute.
Yeah, I'm not sure he's come back yet.
Okay. Well,
I'm back. Sorry.
oh, you're back. Good deal.
Got back. Zeke was looking for inconsistencies in the story based on what he knows already, having already
Okay.
knowingly made a prophecy to find something here.
Yeah. So yeah, he definitely would have perked up when Memorial said something about when Eva asked if there were studies done on the cause of the scream or any sensor readings taken, any of that kind of stuff. Memorial said there were certainly readings taken and data collected, and but a small sample size, hard to conclude much from it. We can talk later about perhaps looking into that into those memories. But yeah, kind of deflected and wanted to move on to the Atrium of Witnesses. And so you guys are at the end of this winding historical exhibit. Memorial leads the way as another set of doors drift open, and you come out into a much larger circular chamber that is the diameter you can tell is wider than the front of the structure that you saw before.
Mm-hmm.
And as you look around, the walls are covered in various displays, most all of them holographic, of different faces or busts, sometimes full bodies, uh, in in different poses, sometimes performing different motions, actions, like maybe throwing a ball, um, waving an arm, doing all sorts of different things, faces making different expressions, some of them seeming to be speaking, and the entire collection makes for a slightly dizzying, circular wall of motion. And as you look, you can see that there are like semi-translucent, the floor and the ceiling both are kind of semi-translucent, and there's a central shaft that is opaque, running above and below, but you can see other floors above and below, and you can see that this extends up quite a ways, at least several stories. It's a little bit difficult to tell because the ceilings and floors are only semi-transparent, but then it also extends below by at least a couple stories. And Memorial gestures around the room and says, "Welcome to the Atrium of Witnesses." Can take a look around. Let me know if you have any particular memories you're interested in.
Sorry, I'm typing something real quick.
Okay. I am noticing it's 11:28, so we got to wrap.
Okay. This might not be a bad place so that Ethan and Danielle can get involved in asking holograms questions, which is what Eva's assuming is going to
True.
happen.
Yeah. Yep, and I'm fully aware I am opening a monstrous can of worms of who knows how many different kinds of questions, stuff that you guys might come up with. I
Yeah.
will do my best. I'll do my best. I've tried to prepare for some things, and we'll see if I can handle the other things that I haven't thought to prepare for. Some of the things I will probably wave off getting into very specific details on and just give you a general description of what you
Oh yeah, you have to.
learned. Yeah.
And I truly do not mind if on the questions that Eva asks, it's just a yeah, here's what she can take back to her professors and stuff. She gets something. Okay. Thank you, Robert. I'm glad
Yeah.
someone else noted that.
Let's see, what was that?
What it sounded like you'd said when we first came in was that Memorial greeted us as the first, group of visitors in a long time, but then when shown the pictures, said that they were guests. Was that an intentional
Yeah.
contradiction, or was that a GM slip up?
That was intentional.
Okay, not something Eva will have picked up on.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'll leave it at that for right now. Yeah,
Mhm.
that was all said intentionally.
It adds to the mystery. As a player, I think there's something afoot here. I think we all do.
Well, yeah.
I would hope so.
I didn't.
I'm practically drowning you guys in it in feet.
Yeah, haven't there's
Question,
just.
Ben.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Avery.
Would Zeke have been here before?
That's a great question. For another time.
Okay.
This time we will definitely talk between sessions here about that.
I didn't know if that was addressed when I had to step away for father duty.
No, I did not decide to get into that at the moment. But
Okay.
let's go ahead. Let's get our faves for the session. So let's see. We have just we marry few here. And apparently it is gonna be me first this time. So let's see. My favorite. I think it's gonna have to go to what? Oh, I pushed the wrong button. Yeah, just Eva. I guess I'm just gonna say Eva's confidence. I just enjoyed. There were multiple little things that she said tonight that I was just like, "That's cute." Just cracked me up, and trying to figure out like, and kind of playing how this, history buff AI would react to something like that. And kind of, kind of At least with an element of the, yeah, kind of managing a child sort of an angle, but more
Uh,
tactful than that. Not tactful enough not to make it too obvious.
mhm. I mean, isn't that what her crew is always doing too?
Oh, second thing, um, the immediate soldier reference. Um, because um, because I was planning. I was like, I was gonna be listening, but I was like, I was not expecting for like basically the second sentence said to Memorial to be like, oh yeah, and by the way, the soldier's outside.
Well,
So it was.
her credibility as a scientist had been impugned in her mind by anyone possibly thinking that soldiers could get into this thing and she couldn't. And so she had to declare, she beat the soldiers.
Yeah. Oh man.
Your first one is basically my fave also. I'm gonna self fave today because I enjoyed the image of Eva, Pete being the sensible, rational, this thing is dangerous one here. And Eva being so greedy for whatever is in there, whether it be knowledge or tech that she could take apart and keep for herself, that she just looks at Pete and then looks at Zeke and is like, it's okay if this is wrong, then he'll protect us. And I just kind of see her saying that as she's raising her hand and starting to back away from Pete and Zeke towards the structure, um, and keeping her hands raised as she's telling herself she's right, and then turning and walking towards it, continuing to walk towards it. That's the image I had in my mind of that. Almost Star
Yeah, I
Lord
got you.
style confidence of this is all gonna work out. Trust me, bro.
um,
Just without the
Ironically,
swagger and the
Zeke
confidence or the charisma.
Ironically, Zeke didn't think to do anything about that until she made it clear that that was her expectation.
yeah.
And again, to be fair,
Um,
it was less of an expectation and more of an excuse for her to just do something foolish because she wanted what was over there.
In reality, he probably only
yeah.
did it because he failed so miserably at helping her climb that snowdrift earlier.
No, no, no.
yeah.
She found a faster way down. Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, but watching her rough herself up like that was not easy. Like 18 points of damage or something. It was a lot.
It was a lot
it
of
hurt.
damage. It was.
It hurt Zeke more than it hurt her.
Yeah, I mean, he probably saw that and immediately felt pretty bad. Like, I can't let her just walk into this. She thinks I'm using mind magic or whatever to make her safe from those turrets.
Yeah, I love that idea that he had gotten a faint sense that like with the climbing accident that like something was about to go wrong, but like not that it was going to go super wrong. So like he just didn't quite put a lot of concern in or like a lot of stock in that feeling. It's like, oh yeah, this didn't feel too severe, and then it turned out to be like a little bit worse, a decent bit worse than he had felt by his gut feeling. So now he's being kind of like a little bit, he's moving, he's swinging the other direction to be a little extra cautious. I like that. Did you say you had a second one, Dex, or was that
No, just
okay?
well, I will. I would also say the setup, and that's a nod to you as a GM.
Okay. the setup.
Mhm.
I'll take that. I'll probably ask for clarification, but let me get
Uh,
Robert first.
sure.
Um, I was also amused by Zeke checking the future, being like, "Yeah, no, it's okay if she just totally does this visually suicide march towards the building, and just let her go ahead with that. Like, go ahead, yeah, sure, fine, it's fine." And
Yeah.
doesn't say anything to anybody else. That was funny. But yes, I also was enjoying Eva's unintentional shenanigans with the not quite there AI.
You said Eva's something shenanigans?
Unintentional
Oh
shenanigans
yeah.
with the not quite there AI.
Goodness, if I can type tonight. Okay. Boom. All right. Avery, what about you?
Oh, mm, I guess it's tough. I'm gonna just give it to the same thing. The walk of faith with purpose.
Yea, though Eva walks through the valley of the shadow of turrets, she fears not, for she is supremely confident and has no right to be.
I wanted the cheeky the DM now or GM now, but couldn't think of how to frame it.
Oh man. Um
As a player, I feel like I should do a better job at using his prophecy, but with a 1 month like refresh, it's
yeah.
like, man, I get this clock going and give myself time to think about how to use it because I forgot I didn't use it. Take that ability.
Like just get the first one out of the way, yeah.
Yeah, just let's figure out how this thing works and force Ben and I to reconcile the mechanics a little bit more intentionally.
Yeah. Yeah, I think yeah, I'm definitely definitely intrigued. It's a different it's just kind of a different lever for you to pull on to try to kind of direct the course of the game a little bit. I think it's cool. It has enough caveats that it's not like, okay, the player just gets to decide what happens. But it's definitely like, okay, this is what the player's going for, and unless there's a good reason for somebody to specifically stop you from doing it, then it's gonna happen.
Mhm.
So I like that. I think it's cool. Yeah. So Dex, I'm curious for a little clarification on what you mean by the setup.
Mostly meaning the the ruins, the structure. Um, there's a little bit double meaning there, as
Good
expecting
night, y'all.
this
I'm
to
gonna
be a
sign
setup.
off.
There, Robert.
Okay. See you, Robert.
But I mean more like the visual and story setup.
Okay.
That makes
So
sense?
kind of like the descriptions and the
Yeah,
just the
less
way
so
the way that
the
it is.
yeah, the way that it is. Less so the descriptions.
Okay. Okay.
Uh
Just liking the scenario that you're in right now.
yes, that's a much better way of saying
Okay.
it.
Okay. So we could just call it the scenario, maybe.
Yeah.
If that's a little bit more what you're getting at.
It feels
Uh,
like
well, good.
we're doing what we wanted to do as players of we're not
Mm-hmm.
doing this for a big government. We're not exploring these ruins for something. This was a happenstance encounter, um, because there was some gossip out there about researchers stranded, and that got Eva thinking, we'll save some people. Oh, and there might be ruins, and so here we are, and there it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, that's good. I'm glad you enjoyed that. I was I was very excited about this idea, and I'm hoping that it continues to wow and impress and please the players. Uh, so yeah, cool. Thanks for the feedback.
Mhm.
I think that's it for us. I gave you all 1 XP, so you should be at 95 now. And yeah, then I think we can shut everything down.
Ghost in the phase, bumping the XP.
Nice.
Shutting down the stream.